Jaguars head coach Doug Pederson asked what he has seen from the Browns on tape.
Really good personnel, great personnel. Obviously, 95. We know about Miles. I mean, he's an excellent football player, and one of the best we've seen, and got our hands full there. But this is a typical Jim Schwartz. Get up the field, jet rush. Linebackers are downhill, physical, good tackling. Football team. And offensively, we know what they're capable of doing. Obviously, just go back. I know it was a different quarterback last year, but chances of hitting some big plays, and the ability to do that.
And again, G. Bush, not going to say it. He's like, we're kind of glad we're getting them when the offense is struggling. That's what he didn't say.
Yeah, he kind of was like, hey, I know it was a different quarterback. I'm like, well, that has a lot to do with things. like that's a pretty big factor there. I mean, it's coach speak. I think the Jaguars are feeling really good about what they can present the Browns, given what they saw on tape the first week against the Cowboys. So I think they have an opportunity, and they think that they got an opportunity to frustrate and get after Deshaun Watson and kind of keep this offense bogged down. One thing that he is correct about it is, big plays have a way of igniting people. If you don't give up a big play, it's almost like giving up a dunk in basketball. Like, when LeBron was in his prime, or Jordan, or some of those guys, Kobe, you never wanted to give those guys any breakaway dunks and different things like that, because it gets the crowd excited. They get excited, they get jacked all up, and then now the jumper is falling. Now they're getting to the lane. Now they're getting to the basket. Now that the mid-range is going well for them, and they ISO. So, that's the same way in football. They do that a lot. If you can get a big play and you hit a couple in a row and get in rhythm, that's the hope for the Cleveland Browns, that Deshaun Watson gets that rhythm and sees some, early success, and then things kind of flow and click for him a little bit. But when you talk about the Browns defense, I will say this, and I've been on record saying this a while. The Browns defense last year had certain things that they still, even though they played as well as they did, there were certain key things that they never really figured out. One of them is the jet sweep and motion. Teams that use motion and utilize motion, the Texans, the Rams used it well. The Broncos did it well. Those teams that use that type of motion are getting easy yards on the jet sweep. They're getting easy yards in man-to-man coverage when you're running back and forth and you're playing ring around the rosy, and then they snap the ball and you get a free release and a quick little touch pass or a quick little out. And now all of a sudden the receiver's in space and he has 6 yards before you know it. That's what offenses call free yards. And the Browns defense needs to be able to shut down some of that stuff. They need to be able to say, listen, we're not going to do the gimmick plays. You're not going to be able to run the jet sweep. Also, they got to do a better job, I believe, at having communication in the back. We talked about it in the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Juan Thornhill on the touchdown to Brandon Cooks, when they ran the all-out blitz, it looks like there's a communication between him, Martin Emerson, and Greg Newsom. Every time we give up a play, the common denominator is people looking back at each other like they don't know what's going on. They've been playing long enough and enough football together that should never happen, but yet and still it is happening. Also, you take a look at a situation where I think they need to have a couple of wrinkles. I know, Doug Pederson says they're a upfield attacking style rush defense, but look, they need to have a wrinkle, a cover 3 match, a cover, a cover 3, cloud coverage or zone quarters, something. Get in, act like you're coming in man, and then get back into the zone. They need a couple of other change up pitches, so you just don't count on the fact that you got good corners and we're gonna play man to man and depend on Myles Garrett to get home when he's getting double teamed. That's a recipe for feast or famine.